before pride comes a fall. Did anyone hear you call as you drove your Volvo into a canal? Oh, this is it. I love you, but I've nowhere else to go. I'm a depressio. I'm a depressio.
Can you ask Chat?
No, but genuine.
Can you ever ask Chat? Have you ever asked ChatGPT for a little kiss?
No.
Would you?
Do you want to do it right now?
Yeah,
Fine.
yeah, please.
All right, we'll kick off this episode doing that.
Yeah, yeah.
Hello, ChatGPT. Can you give me a kiss?
Hey, I'm here to chat and help out, but I'll keep it professional. What's on your mind?
Oh.
Good.
Oh, good.
You got friend zoned by ChatGPT.
Fuck, man.
2 minutes into this episode.
That's good. Keep it professional. Listen,
Yeah.
that's
Is that good advice for me for today?
obviously.
Yeah, we're here with Rotherham's favourite son, Kieran Wardle. Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
Yeah, great. All the better for having you here, mate. Lead singer of my favourite band, and I'm not. That's no slight. Hot Souls.
That's a lie.
100%, man.
That's a lie.
100%. You're my top Spotify. Even though I only started listening to you on there today, and your favourite song, my favourite song of yours, isn't even on there.
Good.
As discussed previously to this.
That's why we kept it off.
yeah.
Keep you wanting more.
Yeah, well, you did. Yeah. You redirected me to YouTube, which is quite dangerous in heavy traffic. No, joking.
Yeah.
Didn't do it in traffic. Come on.
Always drive safely.
Yes, yeah. Don't listen to Hot Souls whilst you're driving, just in case. But it is driving music, I'd say. Do you know what? It soundtracked very nicely. My little rip over Snake's Pass today.
Yeah.
All the corners and your sort of hollering vocal going at me.
You're a bloody charmer, you aren't you?
It was great, man. It's great.
No, you've got a great voice, to be fair. Like, I was listening to it because I did some research. I was like, oh, it's this guy. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy from, Big Boston Gig when we met each other. And I was
No,
like, yeah, sick voice.
if you two can spread that message, then I might not have to, work 9 to 5. That'd be
Do the promoting, man. So, when did you form Hot Souls? Let's start at the
Great
beginning
band
of
name
that.
as well. Hot Souls is,
yeah.
as band names go, sick band name.
Yeah.
Mm.
Soles are your shoe, not inner soul.
Yeah,
Just to clarify.
for everybody listening, it's HOTSOLES.
Yeah, great.
If you don't know, now you know.
Is that because people are dancing a lot to your songs and they get hot souls?
That was the idea, or because we were quite energetic, and because we needed to think of a name quite quickly, and it just popped out my mouth.
Hot Souls?
I just said it, and we went, yeah, that's a great idea.
Because you guys are a couple of hot souls
Yeah,
with Hot Souls.
Yeah, make sure you say hot souls and not our souls.
Hot souls.
Yes, you know what I mean?
If you say it quick enough, it just sounds like hot souls.
Our souls are hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you call yourselves Hot Souls? Because our souls are hot.
Yes. We are officially recording, aren't we?
Yeah. That's
we're-
on there. Yeah,
We're
that's
full flight.
Interview started at.
One question I had for you was, do you remember when I booked you to DJ Donuts, the club night? You and Rich headline DJ set, Hot Souls DJ set.
Do I remember? How could I forget?
Yes. Started the set with Canned Heat by Jamiroquai.
You bastard. What a song.
Got canned heat in my heels tonight, baby.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, and I don't think I ever asked you, was that ever the inspiration for the name, the canned heat in his heels, Hot Souls?
No.
No.
But for the purpose of the podcast, I'll say, yeah, we're inspired by many things, and that was a big inspiration to the name.
When did you start singing in the bath and showers or?
As far as I can remember.
Yeah. Just round the house and that.
Yeah, just round the house and just pissing off the neighbours.
Yeah.
I literally, I remember my mum coming to my bedroom once and she just went, Ailey next door has complained because she's singing Queen and it's like 9 o'clock on a Sunday night and she's trying to put kids to bed. Brilliant.
Right.
What Queen song would you batter out?
I would try, probably Somebody to Love.
Oh, man.
It's one of the best. However, no one can cover Queen. You just try, but it
There's
sounds...
one geezer
Yeah.
and I've seen him on YouTube. He has the exact same face as Freddie, so he's got like the and he makes a living out. I think he actually tours with Queen, but he sounds pretty close.
What's his name?
Can't remember him. That's the thing.
Is it the guy that tours with Queen now?
Adam Lambert. Is it Adam Lambert?
Adam Lambert.
I'm not a big carry on.
I'm not a big fan.
But
of
yeah,
Adam
no
Lambert.
one can really match Freddie.
Gives it a go, but you do kind of go, it's ooh.
It's not that people maybe can't reach the notes. It's just that I think
it's not him.
It's the charisma. It's the magic, isn't it?
It's not Adam Lambert. No,
it's the magic. There's a magic
kind of magic.
missing.
It's a kind of magic that you can't.
That's what's missing. Yeah. He did sing about it, so he did warn us, didn't he? To be fair, so early days, you influences. You're listening to Queen. You're listening to what got you into like music and stuff. What were you popping back in the days?
What back in days? Probably Zig and Zag. With them girls.
Oh mate, what a banger!
No, I if I'm honest, Mum and Dad, they were throwing music at me like it was going out of fashion. So my dad was a big Queen fan, and then my mum was a massive Beatles fan. So basically, anything from there,
solid foundation, that isn't it? Queen and Beatles.
I mean, it might be stereotypical. I don't know for my age range, but.
I don't know. I don't think so, because some people suffer all sorts of shit, don't they? My mum was a Simply Red fan.
Still great work.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Old Mick.
Stars album. Come on. Are you having a laugh?
First gig I ever went to, mate. 1995, Birmingham. NEC. Simply Red. Stood up, wore a waistcoat, sang every song, word for word.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loved it. Mick Hucknall.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
He's not dead, but.
No, just respect.
Yeah, respect. Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Whenever you mention Mick Hucknall, I don't remember Mick Hucknall. I remember the skit that Avid Marion does. He's kicking my fucking ball. He's got that long arm. It's Mick Hucknall. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah,
Which one was that?
It's fucking Avid Marion who did all the Bo Select stuff. He had a show, didn't he? Like after all that, and he did like a skit of Mick Hucknall who lived. He was like his next door neighbour. He's angry, and he's like, "I'll fucking slash your ball with a penknife." He had a massive like arm.
Yes,
I just think of that every time I hear Mick Hucknall.
I feel like he does become a bit of a joke, Mick Hucknall. I met. I don't know if he still lives in Sheffield, but Simply Red's bass player for a time was living in Sheffield. And he was drinking one night in the Harley, and he came to Clothesline, which we used to DJ on a Tuesday. Previous guest Dom Kidson was also there, very inebriated, and he told me he was a bassist. And I said, "Oh, who do you play with?" Expected him to sort of say a local band. And he was like, "Oh, you won't like it." And I was like, "Oh, who? Nigel Farage? Nigel Farage is bassist?" And he was like, "Oh no, Simply Red." And I was like, "Mate, Simply Red." I was like, I fucking love Simply Red. He was like, don't take, like, he thought I was taking the piss genuinely.
I wore a blazer.
I was like, mate, I wore a waistcoat and I went to see Simply Red in 1995. Suede waistcoat, by the way. Suede waistcoat, suede shoes, blue jeans. Like a fucking, I don't know what I was dressed as.
What year? Was it 1995?
95, mate, yeah.
What album is that? Is that Life album?
It was Life, I think. It was probably the Life tour. It was Fairground.
Yeah.
Time. I think Fairground was out. I don't know if the Life album was out. Maybe. Yeah. But I had to do the bass line from do 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 do. And I was like, that bass line, man. Do 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 do. You know the one? Do 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 do.
I don't know many Simply Red songs.
Do 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 do. That one.
I'll be honest, I'm not
I had to get him in there.
Ultimately familiar with Life album. I was
well, that was Stars.
Oh, is it?
Stars.
Right, I think you need to give me more than because I'm a massive. I love the Stars album.
Do 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 do. That's the piano. Do 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 do.
I've got to be honest. It all sounds like one instrument.
Yeah.
That's the bass line. And I can't sing in front of you.
Why not?
I don't know. Be like, is that mic drooping? By the way,
just tilt it up.
Oh,
just give it a tilt.
Give it a little tilt for lads.
There you go.
Is that all right?
Yeah, it does droop. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, singing in front of you is like driving a Citroen Picasso in front of Ronnie Pickering. It's just you can't do it. You can't do it justice, can you? Do you know what I mean?
Don't be like that. I won't have any of that.
Yeah.
We're all shit at some time. You're dreadful, but we'll get there.
Oh, thank you.
No, I'm only kidding.
Did you? Was there a point where, like, a definitive point where someone said, "Oh, you're good at singing"?
I've had it a few times, but I still don't believe it and I'm not saying that to be like, so you've all got, great, yeah, you're really good.
Yeah.
But more like, because I always think that I couldn't do better. I think you can do better. And I don't see it through how other people see it or hear it.
Yeah.
But I think, is it an historical fact that everyone hates listening to their own voice? Is that?
I don't know about that, mate. I love listening to my own voice.
I have an MP3 of affirmations of myself.
Yeah.
Just running on my iPod, and I just literally because I own an iPod.
What, every day?
Just saying you are the best.
Just
and it's
over and
myself,
over
so
again.
I fucking love it. Yeah.
I would pay at least £4 for a self-help tape from you with your voice on.
£4.
£4
That's something we can
talk
actually.
After the.
We can arrange that, mate. Just sign up to the Patreon. Self-help tape from Dave on there.
Good.
So, what was there a point where there's no answer to that question? Is there? There's no point where you go, oh, I might be all right at this. Maybe I'll be in a band, or you just kind of loved music and
I
started
realised
writing it.
I realise that I'm not really answering your questions very well,
No,
but
it's
I will
fine.
try. So I've always found a lot of it's almost like therapy singing for me.
Yeah.
And I love the symbiotic relationship that singing and guitar comes together.
Yeah.
From a player's point of view, feeling that vibration from the guitar,
Yeah.
and then complementing it with your vocal.
Yeah.
It's for me, it's next level. I can't always explain how it makes me feel, but it's probably close to shagging.
Yeah.
I'd say
100%.
gigging is for sure. I think it's like a level of euphoria that people always put on a pedestal.
Yeah.
With sex, aren't they? But
Mate, 100%. There's no bigger thrill than performing to a crowd and like receiving a reaction. One thing you said before we started recording, which I want to bring back a little bit, was that you said something like, people think when you come off stage or like when you're not performing that you're quite like this outgoing, energetic sort of ball of person. Well, actually, you said you were quite shy.
Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people who are quite creative. I think
100%.
And I would may I even suggest that that's the thing that you mentioned as well. It comes with age as well.
I think so. Yeah, like I was explaining, I'm a lot more introverted than I was when I was younger. For sure, definitely.
Yeah, and especially like for me, and I can't comment on anyone else's experience as being a frontman, but roughly about an hour before I go on stage, it's like you can talk to me and I'll go like, oh yeah, I'll be having a conversation with you, but I'm not there. I'm getting nervous.
Yeah.
I'm like that.
Apprehend, like in a positive way, or like you struggle with it, like stage fright kind of thing.
You just get in the zone.
It's getting in the zone.
I'm exactly the same.
Yeah. It's getting in the zone. It's because it's almost like you're emotionally building yourself up to think about, because my job ultimately is to entertain. That's how I see myself. Is I'm getting something out of it, but I'm also wanting to entertain people. Even if I just take the Rick Mail school of like entertainment, which is if I can make people forget how, like for 1 second, how crap. I'm paraphrasing. No. How potentially
rest in peace, Rick Mail.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's
Legend,
lovely.
man.
That's lovely, man. I've never heard that.
Yeah,
I've never heard that quote.
I can't quote it exactly, but it's something like, if I can make people forget how potentially dreary the real world is.
Yeah, for a second.
Yeah.
So
I love making people laugh, and I love performing. It's again, like I said, it's selfishly for myself.
We spoke about this before on the podcast, and like laughter's almost like, it's weird. Like, when you get in that proper belly laugh mode, it's like ethereal. It's like nothing exists for like a short period of time, when you're just in hysterics and everything goes away, everything melts away. The same with like getting involved in the concert, I guess, and getting involved with singing. Everything melts away. It's like it's a spiritual thing almost for me.
Yeah, when if you're laughing that much and you feel like you're smashed.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
Whatever
you come out of like a comedy gig, don't you? You feel a bit high. You feel a bit
elated, if you will.
Yeah, that's it. Elated.
If I have to have my inhaler, you've done a good job.
That's such a low barometer, though, to be fair. You had to have your inhaler because you ate a bar of chocolate the other day.
Yeah, that's the chocolate. Yeah, weird chocolate thing. That's why I've kind of knocked it on the head with chocolate.
Yeah,
just as a sidebar.
Just as a little sidebar.
Does that really happen?
The other night, just
Dave
at 2
thinks he's
a.m.
allergic to chocolate now.
I'm a late night. Well, I used to eat a lot of sugar, a lot, to the point where I kind of recently knocked it on the head. And honestly, knocking sugar on the head was a weird one because 2 a.m. the other night, I'll try to speed this up because it's a bit of a boring story, but like 2 a.m. the other night, there was a bar of like white fucking chocolate in the thing. I haven't eaten chocolate for a while. I was like, do you know what? I'll have a go. Like I always do. Like at night, just scram.
Have a go on that.
And honestly, half hour later after the Milky Bar, I started sneezing and like coming up in hives. I was like, what have I eaten? Then I was like, hang on, it was a fucking chocolate. And then I Googled it. Yeah, it started itching. My eyes were pissing. It's an allergic reaction. And you Google it, like it's like a allergy to either like the milk in there or something. And I was like, all this time was that, because I've always had like runny eyes, sniffy nose. And ever since I knocked it on the head, man, like I used to take antihistamines every day. Yeah. Now I don't. Yeah. It's weird, man. If like I say to anybody who's listening to this, if you might have a similar reaction, it's a lot more common than you think. Because I started Googling, I was like, hang on. And now I just, to the point where I don't want to...
Recovering chocoholic in the corner, you see.
Because I'm a sugar fan, massive sugar fan.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to alarm you, but this didn't grow here overnight. And my weight's been up and down like a bride's nightie, for sure.
But food's so good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what would be perfect universe if, whatever, the more you ate, the more you got thinner? That's the ultimate dream.
Right, yeah.
What's the line from the Full Monty? The more I eat, the the less I eat, the fatter I get. And he goes, so stuff yourself and get thin.
Great film, classic.
I fucking love that, man. But imagine if that was true. Just gorge yourself until, and then you just...
Is there any like food that you love? Like you can't... Is there a favourite? I know that's a hard question. That's like a favourite song, isn't it?
Yeah. I tell you what I am big on. I won't say I'm a connoisseur, but what I really enjoy and get enthusiastic about is a good milkshake.
Oh, you fucker. You're speaking my language now. Where'd you go for them?
Well, this is it. You see, I've got certain criteria when it comes to the perfect milkshake. And I'm glad we started talking about food. Not because I'm a big chap, but there's some questions. Do you think you're interviewing me, but I'm going to be interviewing you?
All right.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
No, it's beautiful. Flip it on us, baby.
Yeah. So, in fact, you tell me what constitutes your criteria for your perfect milkshake, and I'll tell you if you're wrong.
I'm bowing out of this because I'm not a milkshake guy.
You know,
oh, come on, don't be a wimp, man. You
gave me one milkshake once.
Oh yes,
you remember this?
Sorry, the reason that Dave's bowing out of this is because he's had one milkshake in his life, and it was a warm that I got him from Tesco, which was a bit of a joke.
What was it, like a Tesco own brand one?
Yeah, like a Tesco own brand.
You jewel this out. You jewel this out.
A Tesco own brand strawberry milkshake that had been in my bag for a few hours and was quite warm and maybe going off a little bit. And I thought that would be funny.
Because I've never had a milkshake really before that. I know that's mine.
Never had a milkshake. So I would say a good milkshake for me, if I'm going like, we're going like deluxe.
Just tell me what you think.
Served in a glass. No plastic.
Wow. Yeah, great. Yeah.
Straight off.
Yeah.
I want it cold. I want the glass cold.
Yeah.
I want to feel the coldness of the glass.
I'm going to see that and raise you when I come to mine.
I think it has to be thick, but you have to have a straw that can handle the thick. Basically, the thickness needs to be matched by the capacity of the straw. Any straw that folds under pressure can get fucked off. So that's the glass and the straw sorted. Then milkshake, I think it has to be there has to be an ice creamy sort of element to it for me. It has to be quite thick. Strawberry is my favourite, strawberry milkshake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, probably, I don't really rate the ones that have got loads of bits in them.
Yeah, you think it's like style over substance? Sometimes,
and then I'm like, and then I'm also like scared I might choke on like a whole Malteser. I might go up the straw and suddenly.
You see, for me, when you go to the milkshake bars and it's just like, hey, do you want a Mars bar milkshake? We're just going to stick a Mars bar in a blender with some milk. Get off.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
Off.
I'm not into that.
No, it's cheating.
Yeah.
Get some malt powder. Get some, malted milk. Get some caramel. Do it right. Get some chocolate milkshake.
Make it proper.
Chocolate ice cream, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You are a dirty boy when it comes to milkshakes, yeah.
I'm filthy. I'll be honest. When it comes to milkshakes, I'm gonna see what you've just, I'm gonna take on board what you've just told me, and I'm gonna raise the stakes.
Okay.
I love your feedback about the straw and the thickness scenario.
Yeah.
For me, you've got to have a decent straw.
Yeah.
And the straw has got to be central in the receptacle. And if you give it a wobble, it can't move.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
It can't move more than maybe like about 30, 40 mil. Everybody, old dads say 30, 40 mil. About 30, 40 mil. No, that's a lot more. You know what I mean? It can't move more than like
that's
1
3
mil.
centimetres, isn't it?
I know. Yeah. It certainly can't move.
That would be to either side of the glass.
It's just that old dad said 30, 40 mil. 30, 40 mil.
No movement of the straw. It's got to be central, remain central. So the thickness, the consistency of the milkshake is important.
You've got to have a little bit of leeway. You want a little bit of action. You can't have it too thick because then it's not going to go up the straw.
Yes, that's true. And that pisses me off as well.
Correct.
That pisses me off as well. I want purchase. I want to be able to get the milkshake through the straw. Come on.
You don't want to be turning blue just to get a little taste of that sweet, sweet milkshake.
Shit. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's right.
In terms of bits...
Yeah. Are you all right? Are you pro bit?
One might say that I'm open to the notion of bits.
Oh, yeah?
However...
Open to the notion of bits, everyone?
Yeah. However, if the straw does not have the correct radius to compensate for what's in the milkshake, you want to reassess your life who's made that.
Yeah, if you've thrown a fucking Malteser milkshake together and you've got a full Malteser left in there and that's just jamming on the bottom of the straw when you're trying to drink your milkshake, fuck off and close your milkshake shop because you're not doing it right.
Maybe not fuck off, but definitely have a word with yourself.
Yeah. Reopen the shop when you can make a Malteser milkshake.
Yeah.
In fact, I wouldn't be ordering it because it's got too many bits in. Keep it simple for me. But yeah, so you're okay. Amenable to the bits.
I can be swayed.
Yeah. Do you have a favourite milkshake emporium?
Flavour and shit like that we need to go into.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... Fucking hell, how long have you got? What, do you want me to come back for a part 2?
What's the most amount of milkshake you've had in one day?
The fear in your eyes.
Is it like more than 5 milkshakes?
Oh, come on, no. I'm not that beast
when
it comes to milk. I'd say at most I've had...
Not an animal?
2.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's all right. That's fine.
And maybe like 1 deluxe one and then one like thin standard one just to palate cleanse. Do you know what I mean? Just to...
One little slutty one from a garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the way home.
Slutty garage.
Do a little fucking milkshake on the way home. Just 55p, Spa Basics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where you can just taste a synthetic flavour and then maybe... In fact, going back to your hive story, I actually did have a milkshake and I came up in hives.
What flavour was it?
Strawberry.
Strawberry hives.
And I'm probably not allowed to name the brands, but it was a very well-named brand. Well, now
why aren't you allowed to name the brands? Have you got some deal with Big Milkshake?
Potentially.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping so after this podcast.
Sponsorship for Hot Souls from Big Milkshake. Getting in touch.
Whoa, that's yogurt.
Yeah,
whoa,
sorry.
What am I doing here?
I meant fridge, didn't I? I meant fridge.
That's the one.
Was it?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Shit, that's the one we got a sponsor for, actually.
Oh, yeah. They are in touch.
Shame.
Are they Muller?
Nah, fuck them.
Yeah.
Muller.
Well, out of the big brand names, what's the big milkshake? Big milkshake, best milkshake.
I mean, Mackey's is quite good. Mackey's milkshakes are
I mean,
quite
like
good.
one you can get in a Tesco or whatever. Or they all just, you got to go.
The ones you get in shops are never going to hit that little spot for me.
Well, you said that, but there's some seriously top contenders out there now. The milkshake market's really opened up on it. Let's be honest.
in when the recent few years.
Yeah.
Has it really? There's been an uptick in milkshakes.
Well, I don't want to alarm you, but since the protein shake vibes kicked off, then normal milkshakes have gone, well, we've got to up our game. So
the old Nestle have fucking stepped it up with the Nesquik.
What's that one that's got like a cow's face on front?
I don't know.
Well, you better find out. What kind of podcast is this?
Quick, producer, can you Google what milkshake has a cow's face on the front? Probably quite a lot of them.
Right.
Moo Shake.
Yeah, it might be something like that.
Mule
Mule
fuel.
Mule fuel.
Mule fuel.
I tell you what, I'm
Mule fuel,
usually like a chocolate kind of indulgent kind of milkshake guy,
Yeah.
but
Do you like the? Do you like
It says shake and udder. Or
shake?
that's the one.
Is it?
Shake out chicken.
I'm sure it is.
Shake
But
and
this is
udder?
what I'm saying. I'm usually quite indulgent with the like chocolate side, but I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Their vanilla one,
Ooh.
That one.
yeah,
Oh, I've seen them before.
yeah,
I thought that was some kind of.
joke.
I thought it was. Well, yeah. Milkshakes are no joke, my friend.
Well-
Are you the kind of man who likes a little bit? Before if a milkshake's been prepared for you fresh, a little bit of chocolate sauce drizzled around the edge of the glass, on the inside, and then the milkshake poured in slowly.
I can take that, but it's just optics, innit?
Yeah.
It's just
optics.
let the substance do the talking.
Mm.
I'm already in the shop.
Yeah,
You don't have to.
you'd have to sell to me.
You don't have to sell to me.
Yeah,
I'm excited to be there.
I can tell that because you just stood there like dribbling, fantasizing.
Sweating.
Yeah.
That could be in any scenario.
Erection.
That could be in any scenario. Not these days, though.
No.
Good.
Oh, you.
I knew this would happen. I knew I'd end up turning into Davy Brent. I'm scared. I always turn into, yeah.
Are you scared?
Yeah.
No, you
Well,
shouldn't be scared.
Maybe just a little. So,
Oh, dude,
just
no.
crack on.
Anyway, listen, to get you on the podcast, we had to actually fulfill a list of demands sent over to us by you.
Well, it's by me agent, and
Yeah.
she can be very tenacious about my requests.
Well, the good thing is we've got, I think, all of them.
Yeah.
Go on, Jim.
I mean, hold on. So I'll read the list first because, I mean, it is quite extensive, to be fair.
What time did she send it you?
Well, a few weeks ago, but I did forget and then went, oh, shit. Before he comes on, I've got to get all this sorted out.
Because it might have been before or pre or post acupuncture.
Okay.
So it just depends. You see,
It could be different.
yeah.
So I've got 3 purple carrots, but I went to Tesco and when you have like substitutions made.
Yeah.
So they've done. You've got 3 carrots, and then you've got a pen so you can colour them in yourself.
Fantastic. I mean, I'm well up on this,
Yeah.
but I'm not surprised. I'm very thankful for these carrots, by the way.
You're very welcome.
You cannot find purple carrots for love nor money.
Yeah.
They're rare as rocking or shit.
I've been saying this for years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that you're an advocate for purple carrots. I can tell this about you.
Mm-hmm.
Connoisseur.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are hard to find. So I got you just normal ones and a pen to colour them in. A drawing from you of 2 ragdoll cats signed. We're very environmentally conscious on this podcast.
Yeah.
So instead of printing anything out,
Yeah.
I've just got digital copies,
Right.
which we created using AI. So
Fantastic.
Whoa.
Probably-
What did you say that for?
Oh,
probably done more damage to the environment
They probably
than,
actually have, yeah.
yeah, than not. But Dave will slide it into the podcast here. So here's your ragdoll cats. What are they called?
I don't know.
Bill and Ben.
Nah,
I typed in ragdoll cats and then it come out with such this pristine picture. I went, make it look a bit
More
Yeah,
like shit.
it's
like an Enid Blyton's illustration.
Yeah.
The next one was a map of Boston links with a side list of best benches to drink White Lightning cider on. So we've got, here you go. Here's a map of Boston links.
Yeah.
And the best park benches are number 1, Central Park. That is a very good bench to drink cider on. The next one, Co-op Wood, very good bench. Can attest, I've sat and drank cider on that one.
Yeah.
Tawny Street Park, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Definitely. Tawny Street is a good name. I like the word tawny, like tawny owl.
Yeah.
Broadfield Lane Park. I mean,
Are you saying it's vastly overrated bench? A vastly overrated bench.
yeah, I wouldn't put it in the top 5 to be honest, but it's in there. And then Pilgrim Walk. That is a good one to be fair.
Is it?
Yeah, sheltered. Yeah. Sort of.
That's good. In
Yeah,
case it
points
starts
for
pushing it on,
sheltered,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
point.
it's sort of out of the way a little bit, that one. No, you're more likely to get disturbed in the Central Park one, but it has got the better visuals.
Yeah.
There's loads of dead birds in a cage and stuff you can look at. So that's good.
So much to learn about Boston.
Yeah, so there's that. And then, hold on. Freshly produced tarantula's tears in a jar. They're over there.
Yeah, this was definitely post acupuncture. She's very demanding.
Hold on.
He's just going and getting the tarantula's tears. Is this another substitution?
This might look like a glass of Tesco's clear honey.
But in actual fact...
I'll attest to this being tarantula's tears. And you know that I'd never lie to you. So
thank you very much.
Here is the proof of me milking the tarantula from earlier today.
Yeah. Is this another...
No, this is real.
So Dave will put that image in. See, as you can see, I'm wearing the very clothes that I've got on right here.
Yeah, that is...
So that's me milking the tarantula.
That does not look like AI whatsoever. Yeah, that's real.
That's to produce the tears that you've now got in there. You can taste that if you want. It's very sweet, actually. It tastes just like honey.
I can if you want, yeah.
So, I mean, it's up to you. You don't have to. I'm not,
well,
it's
we
not
can
like
do that live on air, shall
we?
we?
Like a kink of mine or anything. But yeah, just let me know.
Shall I do it on a carrot just to... Is that what?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Honey on a carrot.
Has it ever been done?
Yeah, well, honey roast carrots, mate, for sure. Maybe not raw carrot.
Oh, it tastes like shit. Yeah.
Mate, there's one over there as well that I've left over there. Hold on. The last one's really good. I'm going to do that for you live. Hold on.
I can't even remember what it were.
Oh my goodness.
What in shitting crike is going off?
So you specified that you wanted the year 1987, which is obviously an impossible task. Nobody could get you the year 1987 back.
But not on this podcast.
Not on this podcast. So I've done some extensive research on what was popular in 1987. In 1987, there was a surprising uptick in the sales and the usage in general sort of society of sun-dried tomatoes. So I've got you a jar of Tesco's finest sun-dried tomatoes.
Fucking
And now, what else is synonymous with 1987, you may ask? Well, I'm glad you've asked. We won't keep these away from Dave because they don't need to come out in hives. But did you know that the twirl was released in 1987?
In 1987?
Yeah. So there you go. The taste of 1987. The feel of 1987.
Wait, twirls are
in your hands.
I thought they were like hardcore 90s.
Yeah, I thought,
1987 they were released, mate.
Wow.
Well, I mean late 80s, isn't it? So just before the dawn of time.
Just before Britpop emerged and messed with all its heads.
Do you want to dip that in sun-dried tomato?
Oh, what is this? Is this some kind of like fetish? Just some like...
No.
I want to, just because I'm a people pleaser.
No, don't.
No. We're not. It's not a bullies podcast. We're not bullying you.
It's not Got You podcast.
It's not a Got You. Not yet. I'd love to do a Got You podcast. Though.
I don't think I would. It'd be so awkward.
Got You?
What, like Beatles about?
What fucking Beatles about?
Yeah.
Some references.
Is that
you referenced something else from the 90s earlier? Some kind of game show. Fucking hell.
You're a child of the 90s, aren't you?
In 1983, actually.
1983.
But
well,
obviously a lot of the
coming of age years was.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm 88.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
87.
Yeah. So we're all kind of like batting in at same.
For sure.
Yeah. Oh, we're late 80s kids. Yeah.
We introduce the last thing before we move on.
The last thing, sorry, before we move on. Thank you, Dave.
Let's keep it on.
Concentrated evil in the form of a pencil.
Yeah, bastard.
Now, I was bidding on eBay for Margaret Thatcher's pencil.
Okay, yeah.
But it was going up and up.
Yeah.
There's some people that really like her, some people that hate her. But I thought what I would do is improvise. So what I've got here is a chocolate. Oh my God, a chocolate manufactured by the corporate giant Nestle.
Yeah.
Which many would argue is evil.
Certainly.
And I've got a pencil, and I'm now going to make this pencil disappear.
Be careful, man. Fucking hell, you've pierced it straight through.
So now...
Wow, that is one fucking evil pencil, isn't it?
Yeah, concentrated evil in the form of a pencil.
Jesus Christ, you're not going to try and make me eat this, are you?
No. But I am also now kind of thinking they should sell pencils with like chocolate bars on them. Just for snacks while you're writing.
Just for shits and gigs?
Just while you're writing.
What, so like where the rubber would be, it's got like a miniature Kit Kat?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I reckon that, you know, at seaside resorts and that,
Yeah.
that'd go down all right, wouldn't it? Like a pencil that's also a stick of rock.
Do you
So
know
then when you've finished eating the rock, you've got a pencil left.
it's a bit like them walking sticks that have got like sweets in them.
Yeah.
Canes.
Yeah. Because
That's
when
the
you've eaten the cane, you can still well, you're eating the contents, you can still use the cane.
Talking about, because we're round about the same age range, roughly. Can you remember, talking about old shit, can you remember them at Seaside? They'd have them plastic swords. They'd be like blue with like a yellow hill or red with a yellow hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they still have them?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been to the seaside, to be honest.
I went to the seaside on Monday. I've got a good story for you. Public toilets cost 40p to get into. So there was one guy who was like Scottish and he was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm not fucking paying 40p to go for a fucking piss. This is fucking stupid. But then because he couldn't get into the toilet, he had to pay 40p. But then because he was angry about it, he held the door for everybody going past and he was just asking random people if they wanted to go for a piss.
Legend.
But as luck would have it, I actually needed to go for a piss and had for quite some time.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, oh, bloody hell, mate. I'll give you like half the money if you want, 20p. So then it's only cost you 20p. Like, oh, don't worry about that, mate. You know, it's the principle. You've got to hold the door for somebody else. So I went into this toilet and in this toilet was, it was quite nice, to be fair, for a seaside toilet. But there was a sharps bin in there.
Wow.
So it almost was basically like,
bin?
that's where you put like used needles and that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like Lytham St Anne's, by the way, shout out to Lytham St Anne's near Blackpool.
Fair play.
They've gone, we know that you're doing smack in our toilets, but at least do it responsibly, eh?
Harm reduction, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
So quite nice to piss in a smackhead toilet, for sure. But that was good. But they didn't have any of the swords. A lot of plastic tat at the seaside now.
Yeah.
There was a beach shop that was blasting out Alice DJ Better Off Alone though. Which is
that
like
makes sense,
that's exactly what you want. I do have a clip of that actually. You can put that in here, Dave, if you want.
All right, yeah.
I'll try and find it for you, Kieran, so I can show you quickly.
I think we'll get done on YouTube,
Oh,
actually.
do you reckon?
YouTube will pick that up. Right. No.
Even though look, I'm not lying. I filmed it.
He's not lying.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? That's just keeping it real.
Yeah, that's kind of like what you want to see at a seaside, isn't it? Like, see what I mean? It was sort of, there were lots of spades and like sort of those rock and quite depleted, really. That one, it must have been bombarded.
It's dying on its arse, isn't it? I feel like. Yeah.
Has the internet killed
The British seaside?
Yeah, like people not going there anymore because they live online.
Do you reckon we should be like seaside influencers? Could you
already are, aren't you?
Well, kind of am, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm a bit of an ambassador for the British seaside. I think they roll me out every year.
That interesting question is, if we were to play your classic video of fish chips, is it donkey rides?
Fish chips and donkey rides,
Right.
yeah.
And would you get done by YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Nicki Minaj's thing.
Nicki Minaj would take all our money.
She's going to be at the bottom now in that YouTube description. Her little face.
Is
I
she?
mentioned her name.
But she's going to pop up.
Always do.
Do they?
Have you noticed that on YouTube videos? I always bring this up, but whenever you mention somebody on a podcast, they then appear in the description as a little picture.
David Bottomley.
Let's see how many pictures we can get.
David Bottomley
Who's
is
that?
the only other person I know from Rotherham, apart from Karen Turner. Shout out to Karen. He was my DT teacher at school. Did you know him, David Bottomley?
Oh yeah, we all know each other.
Yeah, well, you might do. It's quite small, quite an intricate area, Rotherham.
It is. It's intricate. It's a beautiful, raucous place.
If I call you Rotherham's favourite son, is that an understatement or an overstatement?
It's probably an overstatement because ratings and that they've really.
Are they Rotherham's favourite sons?
Well, they got a road sign, so saying home of the ratings. They didn't put a Hot Souls one up.
Did
Probably
they not?
because they don't even know we are, because we are. Yeah.
Mate, you said to me before, well, you said to us both before this podcast, that the reason there's no Hot Souls album is because you haven't got the cash to record it, basically.
More or less, yeah. I think, and real life kicks in. When
Yeah.
you want it's just,
Real life kicks in.
yeah. But as much as we, like I was saying before, if I were to win some kind of like tidy sum,
Yeah.
I would definitely go into studio first thing.
How much do you need, you reckon, to make the Hot Souls
roughly
album?
About
happen?
34 grand.
34 grand. Okay, so if anybody watching has got a spare 34, do you reckon 34 grand?
No.
How much do you reckon you need?
I reckon ballpark figures probably.
Yeah.
I don't know, 2-3 grand. I don't know.
You need 2-3 grand.
I don't know. It just depends on where you record, and obviously there's bands that have done it before, and I think.
If we can make that happen for you, would you do it? Would you record an album?
Yeah, I think I would walk through Sheffield City Centre with my trousers down if you can get me that money. I wouldn't. That's ridiculous.
How long do you need to record an album?
Who's going to pay $2 grand to watch Kieran walk through Sheffield with his
no
keks
one,
down?
and thank God for that.
Well, no, I'm
because-
thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, well,
Our Patreons are wild, you know, man.
is it?
Yeah, they love it.
Yeah. Should you reckon I should set up a Patreon just for that? Or?
Maybe an OnlyFans.
GoFundMe, Patreon, OnlyFans, all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I might try that then. But
You've got
How
some...
long do you need? Like, if you thought about it, like, probably a week, a month.
Yeah.
It just depends. With a creative process like that, you can't.
Yeah, true.
You can try and
You
put
can try
it
and
into a time
whittle it
frame,
down, yeah.
but then classically you are going to get things that are going to overrun. And if you're trying to, I'm trying to think of the right phrase. If you're trying to just fit it into that box, then it could potentially affect creativity because you're constantly clock watching.
It feels rushed.
That's so true, you know.
So
Like,
you
with any
were
kind of
talking
creative
about
endeavor. You don't want to limit it, and you don't want to draw it out. Sometimes I think with creativity though, like especially because I do video editing, I've learned because I used to do DJ, and I used to put my songs out, but I never used to play them live because I was so like cringed to them. I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And then I learned through video editing that if I ever come back now to music production, which I really want to do, that I would just put shit out. I would be like, don't kind of, it's not going to be perfect.
Yeah.
Just fucking forget all that. Because video editing taught me that. Like, for ages, I'd had to do it for money, and then I just boshed it out. And I realised, nothing's ever going to be fucking perfect or great. So I just put it out. So if we come back to music production, which I really want to fucking do.
It's been quite good about this podcast, I suppose, as well. And I think in our early days...
Podcast is a lot like that.
In our early days of music production as well. Like, there's some episodes of this where we have a laugh, and the episode will get like 12 views, and we're like, oh, but that's the best episode. But then...
That's the thing we create, like...
then the episodes that we don't know, like, something golden happens in, and then they get really... well received, and like people sort of watch them and comment on them and say, oh, that was a really good episode or whatever. So you just never really know, but it is a good kind of like encourager, I suppose, for the creative process of you have to put it out because you recorded it. So I guess in our early days when we were doing Sniff's albums, we sort of set ourselves, we're doing an album launch party on this date, and we're not finished the album.
Yeah.
So we just got to be done. But in a way, it was like some of the tracks were kind of shit, but then some of the ones were really good because we were like, it was strict. And so I guess the pressure can be positive as well as negative.
Yeah, it's such a weird thing. Yeah, it's such a weird thing because I understand what you're saying as well about like you don't want to squash a creative process by putting a limit on it.
Yeah,
as well. It's a weird fucking balance, man.
It is because like you just said about if you've got a target, then a goal, then you've got to reach that.
Yeah,
and I think ultimately, like with certain things like creative kind of things, like whether you're doing music or podcasts or editing as well, it's just like, what are you doing it for? Like, are you just doing it because you want people to like it, which is a reason, and it's valid if that's what you want, or you want it to do it that's going to make you happy. Do you know what I mean? I get a lot of enjoyment, like singing and playing music and like playing with Rich. I played with Rich more or less for 20 years, and we obviously since joining Everly's, that's a different dynamic, and I'm really enjoying that.
Can we just quick shout out to Rich as well, by the way, my Boston brother. Love him. Great. Can't wait to get. He's going to come on the pod as well, hopefully, and talk to us about the other side of Hot Souls, the murky side, the skin side,
the real dirge.
The dirge.
The
dirge of
the
Hot
gutter
Souls.
snipe.
The gutter.
I've never heard that phrase.
The dirge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's what gutter snipe. Man.
Oh, gutter snipe or dirge.
Gutter both. Gutter snipe is fantastic.
I just that's just Rick Mail.
Yeah. There you go.
Really?
That's from an episode
Gutter
of Bottom.
snipe. Oh, mate, I was brought up on Bottom.
Yeah.
I had the gutter snipe. What was your favourite episode of Bottom, man?
Oh.
I'm telling you mine right now.
Go on.
It's the camping episode.
It's one of the best, isn't it?
Is that the farts where they all have the farts are on fire? No, that's the Christmas episode. Sorry, carry on.
No,
do they all get
episode.
food poisoning?
Oh, no, I don't know.
It's when they go hunting for the chocolate hobnobs.
Chocolate hobnob. Jesus Christ. I've never met a fellow like Bottom fan who've ever been raised on Bottom. You tried watching it recently?
I
watched it at Christmas.
Not really, no.
And it's weird. Like, looking back on it, it's like, fucking hell, you can't say half this stuff now.
The fact it got
Or,
commissioned at the time is, yeah.
Because
It's
we watched it,
indicative
my
of who was
missus
in-
was not. She was like, I don't even know. They all know the young ones, which
Yeah,
is
Yeah, the young
which
ones.
is more,
yeah.
I would argue, popular, right? And Bottom was wait after that. It was after
But
young ones.
Bottom
wasn't
was
Yeah.
after.
Bottom was like, was it 1990 to like 93 or 94?
it?
Yeah.
It was-
There you go. He knows the dates. 1990 to 93, 94.
Could be wrong.
My dad let me watch that as a kid. I remember watching back, and at Christmas, I was like, fucking hell, this is like kind of
You see any of the live?
edgy.
You see any of the live ones?
Yes, the live ones were sick. Yeah.
The one where they're trapped on an island. Me and my friend Tom Robinson, shout out to Tom Robinson, we used to watch fucking hell. The film they did as well, Guest House Paradiso.
Great film.
My God, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great film. And then Bottom, I think he had a videotape with like 3 episodes on it. The first episode was The Gas Man,
Gasman.
Great.
which is great.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, there's one where he like goes and buys some kind of fragrance.
Pheromones. That's the one we watched at Christmas.
Thank you,
Yeah.
pheromones. And then I can't remember what the other one was.
We want to have it all.
with you. Yeah.
That was very like misogynistic and kind of pressure.
Yeah.
It was crazy to watch back. Like,
But then also kind of not, because it's just two
It's
desperate,
silly.
like two
Well, yeah.
really desperate guys that never get the girls.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were like, oh, it's like this easy to get girls. They were like, we think it's this easy to get girls, and it actually isn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's anything. It's making fun of their ignorance.
their
Yes,
characters,
it's making fun of
their
them
ignorance,
rather than
yeah.
like the
is that the
women.
episode where he sits down at the table and he points? Is that mine?
Yeah,
Is that my one?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
mine?
is that
Just
mine?
Eddie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Is
Oh
that
my
mine?
God.
Right. And then he just like sprays himself.
Oh
He's
my
unreal.
God.
I mean, obviously, it's a product to its time, isn't it?
Yeah.
And even though the way I laugh at it is because it is so
ridiculous.
ignorant and it's
Yeah.
so outlandish.
It's slapstick.
It is
almost, isn't
slapstick.
it?
Yeah, it is.
Would I go out and treat someone like that?
Oh, yeah.
Never in a million years.
No, but you can laugh at other people behaving like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can totally understand why people like maybe a younger generation might watch it and be like
Appalled.
shocked and appalled.
Yeah.
But you know, that's just life, isn't it? I mean, that's happened in past for all types of comedies.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that I want to go out and treat people badly.
I've always
No.
said this, like, if I ever was to play a character,
Yeah.
the most fun character would be the arsehole.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
the most fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's just play. Do you know what I mean? I think I would find it very difficult to play, like, the kind of serious one, like even a love scene that's kind
Yeah.
of serious. That make me feel awkward. But to be an arsehole
Yeah.
is kind of fun.
I think for
in
me,
a character sense, yeah.
throwing a caveat there, lovable arsehole. You'd be good at that more.
What do you think? I don't know, man.
Do-
I
'cause-
or weird. I love weird,
Weird
characters.
arsehole.
Just
Yeah.
weird man in the corner who stinks. That
Dave Vaughan typecast. Yeah, but he's a weird man in the corner.
Yeah, when you get the
stinks.
subtitles, David Vaughan, weird character in the corner, stinks. My comedy is kind of fucking. I just love odd comedy. I like the reaction I look for when in comedy is like other people going, "What?" That's the feeling I
Yeah.
like. Somebody.
Yeah.
The more that you're like, "What?" and the more I'm laughing, going,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is in me that does that. I don't
Like
know.
anti-comedy.
The more that
Yes,
it might,
yes.
well, literally, the name of the podcast is meant to be anti-comedy.
Yeah.
The smaller amount of people that like the thing, I think I like that the most.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you accidentally hit on like a load of people liking a thing, like we did with 50 Sniffs.
Yeah.
Then at that point you're like, oh shit, now we've got all these eyes on us. What do we do?
Now it's real.
Yeah.
Now it's not just having a laugh. Now it's not a personal joke and in-joke between me and my mates.
Interesting spin then to Hot Souls. If you let's not say if ever. Let's say when you get this 45 grand.
Yeah, you have to be
£7 million.
When.
Sorry, it's gone up.
I've changed my theory on that. Yeah.
When you get the money together, when you get the money together to get this album out, and it pops off and becomes an overnight success or whatever, and you've got all these adoring fans like, oh my God, we need more of you. Do you thrive in that, or would you hate that?
Let me answer that question by telling you a story about when we played South Korea. Right.
Please, God, tell me, because you guys have toured in some mad places.
Yeah, tell us that, yeah.
So we played this festival, Sound City in South Korea.
Yeah.
And like, for us, two guys from Rotherham, we never ever thought we'd ever got anywhere.
South Korea, man.
Yeah, innit?
Yeah.
So we were so lucky to be invited and put on this festival.
How did that come about? So, like, what was the conversation? Was it like you approached them, they approached you?
Well, it was through mentioned Frank Wilkes. Big up to Frank Wilkes.
Big up Frank Wilkes.
And Kicker, which they basically got us over there essentially. And so we do this massive gig in this massive gig in South Korea. There was loads of people on the bill. Great gig.
Who else is on the bill with you, band-wise? Do you remember any? Was a lot of Korean bands.
Red Rum Club?
Yeah, no, Red Rum Club, yeah.
Yeah, I think, they did play that stage, yeah.
Cool.
So, lovely set of lads. Salt of Earth. I sound sarcastic, but I'm being genuine.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So we played this gig, and then I came off stage, and I'm just like, going for a drink at the bar. This is when I used to drink. I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
Not because of, but anyway.
Not because of Korea.
No.
We don't talk about Korea.
This lady come up to me. She just went, "Oh, were you just on stage?" And I went, "Oh, yeah." And then she just went, "Ah!" Like she just started screaming, and I panic, and I just go, "I didn't touch her." Like almost like that's what I was thinking. I didn't say it, but I just like, what the fuck is?
Wow.
And it was just like,
adoration, love.
Couldn't
believe you were real.
Yeah, I think it's almost like a cultural thing, potentially over there. I mean, I don't know, but I've never had that reaction before. Yeah. And for someone just to start screaming in my face, I mean, I'm just a bloke from Rotherham.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nothing.
But the thing is, like, you have such a similar perception of yourself as we do, I think, of ourselves to an extent. So I think I always used to think that I'm just like some kid from Boston or whatever. But actually, when you're on that stage, you're a fucking rock star, man. And I've been to your gigs. One of my favourite ever gigs that I've seen you do. I can't remember if it was a Cool Beans event or if it was Tramlines, but it was at the Riverside. And it was one of the first, I think it was one of the first times I'd seen you guys. And like, I knew your music. I knew that I think at the time, a lot of people were talking about how great you guys were. And I was really looking forward to the gig. And mid-set, you had your guitar, but you have like the wireless, right? So you can just walk around in the crowd. Yeah. He walked off to the bar, still singing, ordered a pint, got the pint, walked back to the stage, still fucking rocking out, necked a pint on stage, and just, it was rock and roll as fuck, man. But everyone in the crowd was like, oh my God, the singer's like coming through the crowd. And we're like, you know that you're just a lad from Rotherham, but you're a fucking god up there. Are you a different person on stage to who you are?
Not entirely. It's just like it's exaggerated because I can be, you know what I mean. I can be like really personable and outgoing.
Yeah.
And like we've touched on before, that's it's kind of calmed down a bit since I've got older. Yeah. But I loved people's reactions, and even though people would know that I will come in, because I used to do that a lot. Yeah. But I'm a bit of a riler. I like that kind of like instant reaction, and it's on so many occasions, like I've gone into a crowd playing guitar, and people have like gone, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, but what blows my head off is that other bands don't get this, and you watch a lot of musicians, a lot of performers, and a lot of DJs, a lot of people that aren't animated when they perform. They don't like, and I think when you watch it, like to a degree, like there's an element of coolness to it sometimes, isn't there, that people may like. But like the best performers I've ever seen, your Freddie Mercury's, your Kieran Wardles, your I don't know, just people that have got that charisma.
Can I just interject? I just give it a Google because I couldn't remember. But do you know Future Islands?
Yeah.
And they did that People Change song, and I never knew who that was, and somebody introduced me to it, and they showed, obviously he's known for his fucking dancing, isn't he? And it's like kind of crazy moves. And I was obsessed with that song for a while, and then I got obsessed with that band. I was like, hey, fucking incredible band. Oh my God, I don't know. And I watched an interview with him, and he kind of described it in a way, because people were like, what's with the weird dancing on stage? And he's like, he goes, to be fair, like when I'm on stage, that's just me just
expressing
it out.
Yeah.
He goes, actually, when I go to weddings, like, I actually don't like dancing.
Yeah. Same here.
And it's like, I was like, oh my God, like this guy, like I'm a bit like that. Like when I'm on stage, it's like a different person. I like it. Like you said, getting quiet. I did that before the bloody thingy gig. Remember when we did that weird German thing?
Yes.
And my missus was like, are you okay? You okay? And I was like, yeah, I just need to. Because when you get on stage,
the weird German thing was when we supported Super Hands and we did like a comedy German act, just to give it context. Sorry, carry on. But yeah,
he just said the same thing. It's like just in a different. And I always think of that guy, what his name is, the lead singer of Future Islands, and I always think like, oh yeah, because he's kind of timid, like off stage, or on stage. For anybody listening, if you've never seen it, watch any video.
Well, what's the specific performance? We've spoken about it in the podcast
Jules
before. Jules Holland, the performance of Seasons Waiting on You, is the track that you really loved. That was the performance for you.
Just the way he moves, man, on stage. I was just like, who is this guy? Like,
it's hypnotic, isn't it?
It's hypnotic. Yeah, it really is.
So what? Sorry, carry on. You were going to say something, then I interrupted you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So, I think for me. And I can say this, I'm sure I can say this about Rich as well. When we've been active on stage, I suppose there is an element where we take it from, it's a performative angle. Yeah. But I think most of the time, it's absolutely genuine, because that is, sorry to go all Goonies on your arse, but that is my time.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about what bills I've got to pay. I don't want to think about
100%, man.
I don't want to think about the slow decaying of the aging process.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a genuinely true escape. When you're on stage, you've escaped.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I mean,
is that the most free you've ever felt?
How deliciously poetic. Yeah, do you know? Sometimes I will have done gigs. And especially if there's been some kind of like emotional build-up, or there's like, someone's come to watch us like it back in the day, like someone in the industry or whatever.
Yeah.
Where I felt I've kind of forced that movement on stage. Yeah. And then after...
So you felt like you should?
Yeah. And then after I've come off a stage, I've kind of like, or after a song, I'll just kind of think you don't need to do that. You just need to just ease up.
Mm-hmm. So get out your own way a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't know if like when people describe that, and I kind of feel it. It's like when you're doing anything creative, if you could just, and that's kind of tricky to do sometimes. If you can just get out your own way and just let it go, that's the creative thing, which I can't really express to other people either who are not creative or they've never really tried it. But like I felt like sometimes we did gigs where I was a bit off or whatever. But then when the ones go right, it's more like. Time flies as well. Like an hour feels like 2 seconds, and you're like, "Do you know what happened? What came over me?"
What's the funniest thing as well is like the gigs where I know that I've tapped into something other than just performance, just like going through the motions. Because I think I gig a lot.
Yeah.
So gigs to me are like 4 or 5 times a week. It's become a thing where it's not quite as special anymore.
Because it's for a job.
Exactly, because it's a job, and also my job is not really to like most of the time. This sounds a bit mental. My job is not really to encourage people to have like the best time of their lives ever and to forget about their things for like a minute. It's to play the songs they fucking know. Don't take any risks. Don't do anything to scare them away. Just keep them in the venue. Keep them spending money, for God's sake, as long as possible. And more recently, I've got to the point where I'm a bit like, well, that's not brave though. That's not like brave performing. That's not giving them that Rick Mail effect. That's not giving them the escape. And I've tried to get into the point where I'm like now trying to find tracks that are going to be like at least 1 or 2 tracks in my set I'm going to play that might bomb, but they might not.
Yeah, but with respect, sometimes I mean that's. Sorry, I'm stumbling.
No.
To keep people in a bar, that's you have to be quite creative to do that. In terms of it's even though it is a job, it's still a skill.
Yes,
it's still a skill. You might feel that you're just going by the numbers, paying by numbers.
Well, it is a bit,
but you know,
ding. It's like playing Tetris.
I suppose so, but
there's 3 girls leaving there. Play a Beyonce track. No, they look like they like Beyonce. Oh, they do. Oh, great. Okay, they're then you keep them in, and that sounds like I'm being very stereotypical. But if I saw a group of blokes in fucking Pogues t-shirts, I'd throw on a Pogues track and be, oh fucking hell, they'll stay for one more pint. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of. It's that simple, really.
That's a skill that I've never had to. You know that I don't think that I could achieve in terms in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
And that I've never looked at it like that, but not every.
I guess you don't have to though, kind of, because people come see you, kind of specifically.
Yeah,
they're there for.
Yeah.
They're almost there for you, even if they don't know who you are.
We never was like that with Sniffs. We kind of did what we wanted to do.
Yeah, that's
then
true.
I'm like that with video editing. Like I started video editing for fun, and then now it's my full-time job. And now I know procedures. There are some videos where somebody will come up with a creative idea and I'm like, ooh. And I like that aspect of it. And I think then delivering a video to them and they liking it, I like that as well. But sometimes, most of the time, it is like a process and a job. But there are some times where it's like, oh, they've got this like, interesting idea and it's either for like, my daughter or something like it's really cute. And I'm like, oh, I can help with that. And that feels nice. I never had that in a fucking everyday job. But
But I mean, I wouldn't be so harsh on yourself with it because even though that's a skill.
Thank you, mate. I am harsh on myself as well, but
I think we all are. Yeah.
I think it's because I probably long for performing more in the way that you do.
Authentically.
More authentically. And more authentically to me is to go sort of above and beyond what's like the base level stuff. And sometimes I can sink into doing the base level stuff, but I think also to a degree, I'm also, like you were saying about the music industry people, and you're like, you just feel a little bit like, oh, I wasn't really myself. Yeah. And that, I think when you truly are a creative person and it just doesn't fulfill you, does it? And then you feel a little bit cheap and you're like, oh, why didn't I do like what the thing that I do that makes it special? Why didn't I take the risk or like, be more brave with the performance kind of thing, or just be more authentic.
Do you know, like Seth Rogen, when he pitched Superbad to all his mates, they hated it.
Yeah,
everybody fucking hated that film. And I listened to it on the way here on a podcast, and I was like, that's so crazy because that film was iconic.
Yeah, it was
still
at the time. Yeah,
and,
absolutely.
It was just great. And if he decided, oh, I'm not gonna do that then because everybody else is crap. He would have never had arguably a career. So he took that risk, even when people said no. And I think that's exactly what you're saying. I think the people who take risks, I think I look up to them a lot. I do.
I think you have to an extent.
That could be the thing with me and Rich. Maybe for our album, we need to take that risk. We need to take that plunge and just get a 4-track recorder and just go wild, man.
That's when you said it, man, before, I was like, my brain, as always, because you've been the guy that's like, got this idea, Dave, can we do it? And I was like, let's fucking figure it out.
We tend to make stuff happen on like whatever budget we've got.
Yeah.
But Dave's always my fixer guy.
Yeah.
So I like the first instance, I was like, I need to record my voice and make it not sound shit. And Dave had a slightly better microphone than the one that I was using.
Yeah.
So then we'd use that and then figure out a way to separate the voice from the track. And it's just all little elements of it, isn't it?
And I was never an organizer or a structure. Like I'm horrible at organisation. I'm horrible at just a lot of things, but we complement each other in that way, where you're not very techie, and then when I come along, I'm like, oh, I love all the fiddling with the wires. This is why I'm here.
It's the bit of the podcast where we just suck each other off.
I thought so. Yeah.
And then you can join in.
But in a nutshell, mate, I say jump off the cliff and just go for it. Like I've always,
Is there something scary to you about releasing an album? Like, is there like a level of like, oh shit, but then once we've done it, we've done it? Or are you is it one of those things that you're like, oh, I do really want to do it?
Yeah, I mean,
and we're ready.
to be honest, if I had the time, I know that's a very poor excuse.
No, not at all, man.
My deep human need would be just to make music
all
the time.
Yeah.
Because I do stuff for myself at home.
Yeah.
Like I've recently got into synthesis.
Oh, beautiful. Okay.
So
what are you synthing with?
What am I synthing with?
Yeah.
What am I not synthing with?
Yeah.
Big up to Mr. Charlie McKee because he lent me his Sequential Prophet 6.
Wow.
Which is one serious bit of gear, but it's not the podcast for that kind of nerding out, is it?
Absolutely. It's the podcast for anything. Tell us a little bit about that. So, like, synthesizing.
Yes.
You talking about like analog?
It's an analog synthesizer.
You plug it in wires and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's next level of filth in terms of sounds. The stuff you can get out of that is inconceivable. It's got some mad noises that you'll never ever use, but I'm determined to use them all in something.
That's great, man.
You should follow this, man. Like this is, if you like, you've got this clear. You're like, oh, I haven't got the time, this, that, and the other, and maybe you haven't. But I always say to people, like when you're talking to someone with passion, I'm like, find a way to make it fucking work.
I know. I'm currently learning how to use, like I say, digital, software,
digital audio workspace.
Correct.
A DAW
for the uninitiated.
A DAW for the initiated.
I'm self-teaching myself how to use Cubase.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Cubase, man.
Which is
nice.
apparently like I was told by a lovely chap at a gig. It's a bit like what you practice on. It's about like, tell me my
Cubase.
first DAW.
It's kind of old school Cubase.
Cubase, I would have thought like was the bait. To be fair, I don't know anymore because now it's. I use Ableton and I started on FL Studio, which used to be called Fruity Loops.
Yeah,
well, that's because we were dubstep, grime, hip hop boys, so everyone used Fruity Loops. I think it was the easiest one to crack.
Yeah.
So every track was made on Fruity Loops, and all the compression was god awful.
It
and
says
then
Sound Goodizer.
Oh, Sound Goodizer.
We slap that on everything. Anyway, talk about Cubase. And
Cubase. I've got a friend who's a massive big up Liam Fretwell.
Shout out to Liam Fretwell.
Fretwell lives in the Wirral now.
Does he fret well?
I shall ask him.
Yeah.
Immediately. He's a massive advocate for Cubase. He loves it.
Mr. Cubase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also Mr. Synth.
Okay.
Right. He's the king of synths.
So maybe there's a correlation then between Cubase use and synthesizing.
Yes.
Does it capture it the most elegantly?
No, I think that's just fabrication.
Right.
Myth, if you will.
Hearsay.
But I've kind of learnt it through him, really. And he gave me a naughty copy.
Did he?
He put it on my computer for me. Because I was using Logic, and he was like, if I ever see you using Logic again, I will hit you. I'm like, chill out.
Hit you?
Yeah, he's a very aggressive man when it comes to Cubase.
Well, he's Mr. Cubase.
Yeah, he's Mr. Cubase.
Has he got a Cubase tattoo?
He does, but I can't tell you where it is.
Did he make you kiss it? So before that,
on a daily basis.
Before that copy goes on the computer.
Yeah, well,
now
obviously so.
Now kiss the tattoo.
Kiss the tattoo. Kiss it.
Kiss the tattoo.
Anyway, so you got Cubase on the computer.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
It's all official.
Mm-hmm. Well, he could have given you one of his keys, right?
That's what he did.
You get a few keys with Cubase, a few stripes. Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Right.
And he basically just pointed a couple of things out. This is why it sounds muddy. This is what, reduce your stereo field. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It got spicy.
All that stuff is, like I say, you need like a master's degree for music production. It's crazy. When you get to mastering and mix downs and parametric EQing.
And how did you deal with being that aroused in his presence when he was talking to you about all of that?
With great difficulty.
Yeah.
But that's the way the cookie crumbles. So,
had a cold shower when he left.
And before.
And synthesized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the king of synth.
Right.
And then I started getting into synthesis. And
Are you going for that crown?
No, but I think he felt threatened because he's moved to Liverpool now. So,
so he's literally fled. Yeah,
yeah. He's like the Prophet 6 came in, even on a loaner, and I think he, you know what I mean. He saw it. Yeah.
Did he touch it?
He's not caressed it yet. When he comes over from the pool, hopefully he will caress the 6.
Yeah.
So.
And how do you feel about that?
I'm nonplussed.
Yeah.
Does what he wants.
Does what he wants.
Yeah, does what he wants.
Well, whether he'll make it move like you make it move.
Yeah. Well,
we'll see.
He's a great musician. He's one of these great musicians that don't believe in himself, I think.
So he does fret well.
Oh God.
Guitar frets.
Oh no, he don't play guitar. He does, but very likely.
Okay.
I might be wrong. He might just. He might think, God, my music's great.
Just need to change his name to Synthwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, why not?
Go.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I think everybody shares that. A lot of people actually just think you're fucking terrible. I do all the time. I have that voice in my head. Like, what's the point?
We do episodes of this podcast where we finish. Oh, that's fucking dog shit. Same again next week. See how we get on.
I'm constantly thinking that as I'm speaking, so I get it.
No, not at all.
But
it's great chatting to you, man. I love it. With your synth music, then, have you got like a sort of style that you're going for with it? Is it sort of more experimental? Because obviously, Hot Souls is blistering, soulful rock and roll. It's classic rock and roll driving sort of rhythms, just a guitar and drums, by the way, and you make a hell of a noise and really soulful wailing vocals, man. So your synth music very different to that, or
I try and get that level of aggression. It all depends on what sound I find or what I can craft. That's quite an interesting process, because if you are a geek like me, a sound geek, that a part of that crafting the sound is also a part of the fun. Yeah, it's not always about the destination; it's about the journey, innit?
Oh yeah,
do you know what I mean?
I relate to that a lot. Yeah, I love the journey.
Like that.
I'll do something, I'm like bored now, and then I'll just move on, because it was all about the journey in the end.
Yeah.
One thing I'll ask you just quickly. So, rock and soul, I feel very human sounding. Yeah. Because it's made by human.
Yeah.
Synth, very computer, very future sounding. How do you mesh? Can you make that more human?
Well, if you're dealing with analog gear, it has a certain imperfectness. If that's is that a word?
Yeah,
I think so.
That makes it.
Let's make it.
It is now.
Makes it feel warmer. Makes it feel more.
It's like vinyl. It has like that warmish tone.
It has, but it's also got that bit of wonkiness to it.
Ooh,
it's not precise.
It's not on the beat. It's not rigid. Yeah.
So
it's got a swing to it.
Well, you got to think of what synthesizers were. They would craft it in the early days. They'd be crafted into like synthesizer organs and stuff like that, and the Elkas and all these Farfeasers. It is synthesizing because they're supposed to be creating another voice. Of a maybe strings or something like that.
Yeah,
and there's a reason why they've been used for years and years on records, and that's because it works and it fills out an area. A level of frequencies, in my opinion, which guitars and certain other things it can't fit into. It can't penetrate. So, and it
said the word penetrate, and I have
honestly,
Kieran, stop it.
It's like you were saying, vinyl. Like you could play a CD, for sure it's crisp. For sure, it sounds great.
You've probably got more to it. You probably hear more on a CD than you do on a record.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel as... There's something missing.
Vinyl fills a room.
Yeah.
Vinyl fills a room.
What is that? What is that? Why does that happen?
I don't know. I want to know how a tiny piece of diamond scraped in some plastic can produce all these separate sounds.
Yeah,
because that's essentially
how it's. Yeah, I never. Do you know what? I've never even thought about how
they need a needle. Or
what the fuck?
Wait, it's a needle with a tiny diamond in it at the end. I'm sure it is.
What for?
I'm visualizing this.
For everybody listening at home, are you talking about the needle on a record player?
Correct.
Right, not the thing that's used to create the actual record itself.
No.
So, a vinyl needle is a needle with a tiny diamond on the end.
Yes.
Yeah,
and that obviously scrapes along the grooves and picks
along
it
the
all up.
grooves of a record.
And somehow it absolutely creates all these different levels of things that's recorded.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch a documentary on this tonight. I can feel
There
it
you
coming.
go. 6-hour documentary on vinyl needles. So, and I thought you were gonna say like it's crazy how that has made me cry so many times, but you're talking about you weren't talking about the times you cried to music. Do you cry to music?
No.
No. Ever cried to a song? Ever heard a song so beautiful you just cried?
No. I'm clearly dead inside.
No, not at all.
Clearly dead inside. I think I've cried to a song, but for some reason it's like maybe like triggered something, or it's unlocked some kind of current thing that was happening.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like triggered that upset. The lyrics could be totally irrelevant to the situation, but somehow
Cotton Eye Joe.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
That's what I would like to know.
Where did you come from?
Did we ever find out?
Where did you go? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, where did he go?
I'm just going through the lyrics now, trying to think of some puns.
I hope it's real.
Cotton Eye Joe went to Rill.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Everyone should go to Rill at least once.
What are the lyrics to Cotton Eye Joe? Is it, without to be in for that, that's all I hear.
Yeah.
Where did
without
you
to be
come from,
forgotten.
Cotton Eye Joe?
Where did you
I've
come
been
from?
married long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
There needs to be a documentary like Cotton Eye Joe, where he came from.
That's another one on your list to
where he
watch
went.
tonight, isn't it?
Finding Cotton Eye Joe.
Finding Cotton Eye Joe. Oh my
The
god!
Netflix
So
special.
we've spoken about this. You want to do some more skits? You want to do some more acting? You've been doing some improv.
Yeah.
How about we do that? You can be Cotton Eye Joe,
I think
cowboy.
the very notion is causing me to get a severe semi-on.
Oh, fantastic!
Which
Wait,
is,
This close to me as well.
Like a
This really is a
5-minute,
special.
YouTube skit of it's just called Finding Cotton Eye Joe.
Finding Cotton Eye Joe. Would
And
be,
you're Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, that would
and
be
we like
fantastic.
find you in a bush and stuff.
Do you have any?
There he is.
Do you have any
masturbating into
cowboy
my own
gear?
filth. What? Sorry.
Do you have any cowboy gear? This is just for me.
Are you having a laugh?
You might have a hat or some boots or something.
I have got a cowboy
Oh.
right in my car.
Oh, okay. Right now. We
right now.
We could literally do Finding Cotton Eye Joe on this couch.
Well, we don't want to overkill it.
It's a different kind of.
Yeah, it's
that'll be on our
different,
OnlyFans. Finding Cotton Eye Joe.
Do you know when you watch like a horror film or like some kind of, and they do a remix of like a song, but it's got like all the cinematic dun dun dun.
Yeah.
Imagine like going out for fear for God, no.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like black screen, white text.
Oh.
Where did you come from? Where
Where
did
did you go?
And it just goes like
this summer?
Where did you? Where did you go?
We find out where he came from and where he went.
And you know, like it's just you're like running through the fucking woods and shit. Oh mate, I'd love to do that.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
fucking
just
love
like
to make that.
Listen, he's been here all these years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want to know where he's come from.
he's here.
Do you
Where
need?
did
Yeah,
you come from? Just fucking hell.
you do need to know where he
goes.
goes. Yeah, you do need to know
Is there
where
any
he goes.
is there any songs for you where, for example, you might have listened to them years ago, like that you've rediscovered, that you've rediscovered, and when you first heard it, but you've actually listened to it.
Oh,
Like, you've
got
actually listened
bands.
to it.
Yeah, yeah.
I've got bands. I used to think Radiohead was shit.
Yeah.
Only later on, like probably 5, 6, 7 years ago, I was like, oh yeah, fucking Radiohead.
You come
one
to
of the best.
appreciate. You come to appreciate them.
Yeah, like the bands do that for me. They come
Yeah.
around a lot when you're a bit more mature, I guess.
Yeah.
Hot Souls for me. No.
Yeah. He's
Um,
still charm on the charm offensive. It's great.
I genuinely do love your band, man. And one of our listeners asked me to talk about the festival that we put on in Boston because he listened to the episode we did with Jim O'Hara when he was talking about Tramlines, and Tramlines went on to be a huge success. I put on a festival that was
Where you
doomed.
took down the
It was
fencing
doomed,
yourself.
doomed to failure, and I
save
took
300
down the
quid.
fucking fencing myself. Yeah,
Did save
but-
300 quid.
But you guys came and played because I essentially was like, who do I love, like musically? And it was a very male-heavy lineup. I do regret that. Looking back, I should have put more females on the main stage. But you guys were up there, and loads of our mates from Boston were buzzing about you guys playing because they just genuinely loved your music. And seeing you guys perform to 35 people that were there was really special for me. So thanks for doing that. I appreciate it.
No, we just appreciate the invite. I mean,
got Richard Teddy with Boston on it.
Yeah.
Welcome home.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And he was loving it.
Yeah.
He was loving it. Obviously, we've already spoke about him being his heritage is in Boston.
Yeah, his blood.
Yeah, his blood.
When you go back there, you suddenly you need to go back to where you're from sometimes to really recharge, to really feel.
Where did you come from?
Where did you go?
Maybe Richard's Cotton Eye Joe.
Maybe that's it. Shit, Cotton Eye Joe came from Boston, mate. Where did he go? Rotherham. Yeah.
Adventurous.
From Boston to Rotherham. Cotton
just
Eye
going
Joe.
back to that, do we answer that question on this documentary at the end?
I don't know.
This short film?
Leave it open for a sequel.
Yeah, leave it open.
Do you know what I mean? Always leave them wanting more.
Yeah.
That's a Hot Souls mantra. Always leave them wanting more.
I like that, yeah.
Do you play on? Is that why you don't play encores?
We have played encores. But we tend to not to.
But after the encore, they wanted another encore, and you went no.
Yeah, I don't think you've had enough.
Yeah,
you can have too much of a good thing.
Yeah,
now fuck off. Do you know what I mean?
But I've got this burning question that I've had since the start of the podcast. Since you're an 80s guy and brought up, we might be on the same wavelength. What do you think about the band Level 42?
Do you know what? This is potentially going to either offend you or shock you.
Mm-hmm.
I've obviously heard the one or two hits. Don't hate me, but I'm not really knowledgeable about their extensive back
That's
catalogue.
fine. No, my dad just bursted it into my ear, so I just naturally I know the songs. Well, a few, but
do you know? Would you say you know the deep cuts, Level 42 deep cuts?
Not deep cuts.
No.
I don't think I'm a deep cut Level 42 fan. But what's the basis? Because he used to come out on Wirework.
Mate,
literally,
he's looking back. It's so bizarre.
Runs in the family.
The bassist for Level 42 is insane, by the way.
They're still touring, man.
You've seen him play? I don't know what his name is, but he plays like a 5-string and it's like...
Oh, he's insane. Yeah.
Oh, right.
It comes out on Wirework and everything. You need to watch it.
He loves like Shawn Michaels at the...
Ooh.
What event
did
was
he
that?
die?
No, that's Owen Hart.
Oh,
Don't worry,
sorry.
not like Owen Hart.
Yeah.
Like Shawn Michaels.
Which incidentally...
Don't come out and die.
Which incidentally, Owen Hart did that stunt because Shawn Michaels had done it before, I believe.
That's what just goes to show you shouldn't do what Shawn Michaels can do because he can do things better than you.
I love that we have a little wrestling corner every now and again.
We do step into wrestling corner.
Yeah.
We do.
I really, that's what I enjoyed very much about the Rob Nicholson episode.
The wrestling bit.
Yeah, when he started talking. I mean, I enjoyed it all for sure. But when he started talking about the wrestling, and I was like...
In particular, the wrestling chat. Yeah.
Yeah, I love a bit of wrestling chat. You've got to...
I've been editing this week wrestling videos for a wrestling company, Big Up Below Zero Wrestling. If they ever watch this, Zach, love him.
Yeah.
He's the main guy behind it all. And honestly, it's sick. He actually puts on big shows that I get to cut all the promos, and he pays me to do it. And I genuinely love cutting them up. And I know the wrestlers now because I've been doing it for quite a while. And it's underground. It's a little bit heard of. They've had a show on American TV and stuff, and it's just so much fucking fun.
And it's hot, right? Because big guys with big muscles throwing each other around.
I'm trying to think now, but my brain's just jamming. But there's this one geezer who drinks energy drinks. Brandon Nitro.
Yeah.
When he comes out, it's his whole thing is necking an energy drink. He's got long hair and mustache. It's woo! And he just comes out, and I actually...
Brandon Nitro.
I fired him a message on Facebook because I was like, I've edited a few videos. Just want to say, man, big fan. He's like, thank you. And I didn't respond.
And that was it. That's all he said. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you, full
Really
stop.
appreciate it.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. I got feedback from him once saying, "Oh, I love the promo that guy cut," and Zach was like, "He loved your promo." I was like, "Of course, I fucking love him, dude." So
come on the podcast or
I genuinely thought this when I was editing the other day. Can we get Brandon Nitro on? But it'd have to be over Zoom. I would sit where you are.
Was he American?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It's all American. It's all Below Zero Wrestling is in Fargo, North Dakota.
Wow,
that's far.
Live from Fargo, North Dakota. It's fucking insane, man. I fucking love it. Yeah, I love it.
I've always appreciated the athleticism. I know it gets a lot of stick, and a lot of people talk about it like it's...
I think that stigma's died a lot now. I think a lot of people just enjoy it. I think that used to be the old thing where it's like, oh, it's fake and this, that, and the other. But as people understand wrestling more, it's like, fuck hell, they put their bodies through some absolutely.
What era of wrestling are you into? What's your timeline on it? 5 years older than me, so
Attitude
did
era
you like
for us, but
before Attitude Era?
Well, the golden era. Oh, there were New Generation, so you've got the golden era with Hogan and Warrior.
Is that late 80s?
It's like early 80s to early 90s. New Generation is like your Bret Hart when Bret Hart started becoming world champion.
Yeah.
I was after that. I was Attitude Era.
Yeah,
what
Attitude
was it?
Era.
The Montreal Screw Job.
Ooh.
The Montreal Screw Job.
Yeah,
because I've watched the documentaries as well.
Do you know what we should do? Open a milkshake bar.
And it's talk about wrestling.
And we could name all the milkshakes after wrestlers or finishing moves, and we could have one called the Montreal Screw Job.
Oh.
Also,
yeah.
One wrestler called Cotton Eye Joe.
What, in the thing you edit? Or
just a wrestler called Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, right.
It's like, or the finishing move called the Cotton Eye. I'm
talking about a milkshake bar that's named after wrestlers.
Oh,
You're inventing a wrestler and a finishing move, and then naming a milkshake after it.
It's adventurous, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, no,
I'll get excited.
Do you know what? I love that though, because we could also start our own wrestling group.
Don't
Wrestling
tease me
Federation.
with a good time,
I've
dude.
always wanted to be one of them stupid, outlandish managers for a wrestler.
Fucking hell, you'd be sick of that.
Yeah, you would be good at that, you know.
I'd fucking love that.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Do you know there's a wrestling thing in Sheffield that's shout out to Nathan Black, by the way. I'm trying to get him to come on here, but he's not keen. Fair play.
Has he said that?
Yeah.
Not keen, fuck off.
Well, I think he finds it hard to do a podcast because it's like
it's not for everyone, lads.
do an hour in you know, talking about wrestling. You know, where do you toe the line? Is the stuff he puts online, his promos, like, is he a character? Is he real? Is he fake? It's like the wind, mate. But he is part of, I think it's Pursuit Pro Wrestling, who are Sheffield-based.
Would you be like a heel kind of manager, or would you be like a good manager, a bad manager? What kind of manager would you be?
I like to swing both ways, but if I'm going to have more fun, it's going to be a villain, innit?
We've
already established
villains have
say
more
that
fun.
Playing the villain is the best part.
That's what I say. Yeah.
But I think it's what I really find interesting now. I don't watch wrestling anymore.
Neither do I really.
But what I really am interested in with wrestling is the whole history behind it and the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, which can be just as a wrestle emotionally and financially.
Oh yeah.
And have you watched the Vince McMahon documentary?
Yeah, I was literally going to ask the same question.
I mean, that's... Yeah, I mean, people are like, some people going, I can't believe it. I'm like, I'm not surprised.
I think it's the best documentary I've ever seen.
I think it's up there, man. Yeah, it's insane.
But the best bit for me was I had no idea about the final allegations or whatever that came out within the documentary until I watched the documentary. I was like, how have I missed all this stuff?
Yeah.
And then, but I was just enjoying the timeline of wrestling. And
seeing it go through and copy like what was going on in the world at the time, and you never really thought that as a kid, just watching it. Oh yeah, it kind of mirrored the timeline of like events that happened, because
and
art
some of it
imitates
was
life,
a little bit racist.
Well,
some of it was a little bit.
Well, it's going to be. I mean, it's a product of its time,
yes.
and he was. Obviously, he was heavily in charge of creative output, and he's probably got old-fashioned views. And I'm not trying to justify it at all.
No, mate.
It is what it is.
No, we know that we know.
It's like the racist, like granddad, is he? Oh, for fuck's sake, he's from a different
time.
time.
We did ask you to take off your free Vince McMahon hat before you came in, but I'm really glad you cleared that up. Thank you.
Yeah. Make Vince great again.
Yeah, make. Here comes the money. No, shame, money. What was Vince's?
Oh, I don't know. No chance.
No chance. What you've got.
And he comes out.
So good.
You see, the thing is, like,
his arms, man.
Your Attitude Era vibes, innit? So you're gonna love that Shane McMahon, but if I ever see Shane McMahon now, just go, what tall structures are going to jump off of this week?
That was his whole thing. I think his whole thing was like, love me, daddy. I'm going to jump off this. It was that, wasn't it?
It was literally covered in the documentary. Yeah, he put his life and soul in the like, please, dad, please.
Yeah.
It was that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Love me, daddy. I'm going to jump off this
Dad.
50-foot fucking crane into like rubble. And you're like, Jesus.
Feels like, honestly, there's dads at the playground that I go to, like, they're just sat there on their phone, like, scrolling their kids, their 5-year-old kids, like, Dad, watch this. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
It's like Shane McMahon jumps off a 50-foot structure onto the big show. Dad, watch that. Dad, Dad, I'm up here. Look. Dad, look, Daddy.
No, don't care, son.
Daddy, look at this. Vince McMahon's just like scrolling.
No,
looking
he's
at,
not scrolling, dude.
looking
He's
at
he's doing some fucking debauchery backstage.
He's fondling Sable's tits backstage. Shane McMahon's jumping off a 50-foot structure. Daddy, please look at me.
Here comes the money.
Watch me get suplexed through this broken glass.
Like, genuinely, like he did.
Vince McMahon's thinking storylines with his daughter.
Yeah.
No surprises me with Vince McMahon.
That one,
Nothing.
When he said there was this one line with my daughter, like this storyline, and it cuts to Steph, and she's like, I don't want to talk about this.
Yeah, incestuous.
It's crazy. I was like, what? And it's like, where does the line begin and end? And you never know. And that's the documentary. Like, who is Vince McMahon? You just don't know whether it's
Vince McMahon.
Don't even know what's up. Great for anybody listening to this. Fucking watch that documentary. It's insane.
Have you watched Beyond the Mat?
No,
I haven't watched
Beyond
Beyond
the Mat.
down.
Yeah, Beyond the Mat.
We'll both
That was
watch
like
that one.
I think that's maybe early 90s or mid 90s, and that kind of goes into the ECW angle before. Before it might have been at the time, but it also goes into Jake the Snake Roberts when he was at his worst.
Wow. Okay, he's an interesting
been on
character.
Rogan, Jake the Snake. I remember that one being one of my favourite Rogans, like Jake the Snake. I didn't really know a lot about him before that, and then I watched that pod. I was like, oh shit, this guy's fucking lived it.
If anyone out of those performers is, if you're going to study anyone in terms of doing a promo, study Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah.
It really
Is he your favourite?
One of them, Roddy Piper.
Oh, Roddy Piper.
Roddy Piper were a great mic worker. And then you've got your people like Cactus Jack.
Mick Foley, baby. Oh.
Great. Ric Flair. I hated Ric Flair as a kid. I just thought, who's this old guy with blonde hair? Like, but until you grow up and you realise.
Yeah.
I mean, Hogan himself, right?
Hogan's a tricky one, isn't he?
Great promo.
Yeah.
Not a good in-ring special. Obviously better than me. But he's not.
We don't know that.
Well,
you could fucking cut a better promo than.
Have you wrestled him?
not as
Have you
Hogan.
wrestled him yet?
No, but
He
the
would.
hope is still out there. He'd tie me up in knots.
Hulk, if you watch him.
Yeah, don't.
Well, I don't know.
Please don't, Hulk, because you'll kill me. But compared to other wrestlers, his technical ability might not have been there. I think he got better when he moved to WCW.
There you go.
Honestly, I'm not.
Is that a controversial opinion?
I'm not like a.
Lots of people think the same thing.
I'm not a big wrestling fan, but like I touch on it. Like I'll just dip my toe in, and I did watch a few documentaries about the new era wrestling and what happened and all the eras, and especially the new one. And you've got fucking what's his name, Logan Paul doing bits.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen any footage of him, because he's a controversial character, whatever, but the boy can fucking wrestle. It's insane.
And
Wrestle.
He looks good playing a heel.
He does it for the time, whilst it's not my generation anymore.
Does he come out and pour Prime on his tits and that?
I tell you what he did do, man, recently.
Giant Prime bottle smashed through the arena.
No, for the time, and like I can see why kids love him. If I was about 12, 13, 7, 8 maybe.
No, a bit older.
Ooh. Yeah, maybe. I would fucking love him, dude. I'd be like, not now because I'm like, whatever. But he came out.
Man.
He came out, right? And I remember looking at this going, fuck it, that's actually sick. He came out, and it started as him backstage, just kind of like selfie cam. Very, now.
Yeah.
And he's like, and then it just the doors open behind him, and you can just see his shot of him walking out, like from backstage. And as he like turns and pans around and waves for everybody, he just lets go. And it's a fucking drone. And then the drone flies up and flies away. And then it cuts to him, back to him. As a production, I was like, what? He walks all the way to the ring while it cuts from him to the drone constantly.
Nice.
And as he's standing on the edge of the ring, the drone flies down and he catches it again.
Yeah.
Clever.
Jesus.
You
I
ever,
was like,
you ever thought about
nailed
doing
this.
that at Hot Souls gig, but with like a carrier pigeon?
We did
with
do
a camera in
yeah.
its mouth.
We did do that, but Rich got confused at one point and he hit it with a drumstick out of fury. And it's dead now. Thanks for bringing it back up.
Oh, sorry, yeah. There's a lot of trauma in that one. Mate, that is cool, to be fair.
That's wild.
I love drone shit. I do. I'm a bit of a fan of drones. You like drones?
Do you?
You're a dronesman?
What are we? An hour 30 in? Are you a fan of drones?
Are we an hour and 30 in?
Do you know fan of drones?
Do
you like carrots?
Well, you like them dipped in honey, apparently, Daddy.
Filth.
Fan
of drones?
I did want to ask you before we. Well, are we wrapping up?
I love it. I'm chilling.
We're not wrapping up, are we?
Well, I feel like if I'm asking you a fan of drones, Dave's signalling that maybe the podcast is nearing its natural conclusion.
Fan of drones? DJI?
Do you like drones, mate?
Yeah. What's your favourite type of drone? Do you like a far propeller?
Oh fuck! We have got to that point, haven't we? I'm sorry.
No.
I was going to ask you about your time with Heavily Pregnant Brothers, to be honest. But then we got into drone chat, and I was like,
let's talk about that.
we're in drone
corner, mate.
I guess we're in drone corner.
Yeah.
Jimmy's drone corner. Do you like drones?
You
ever flown one?
Favourite drone is probably this one.
Talk about drone. Yeah.
Musical drones. Game of Drones.
God, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Come on.
Thanks for checking me on that one. What's your favourite kind of drone? Anyway.
Fan of drones?
Before we get too derailed, thank you, David, in Producer Corner.
Probably cut that out.
Yeah,
cut it out.
No, leave it in.
Bring it in.
No.
Leave it in.
Leave it in. More drones.
We'll do another drone encore.
Tell us about working with Heavily Pregnant Brothers, because that's a relatively recent thing for you. I've always known you as Kieran Hot Souls, which is still saved in my phone as Mr. Hot Souls himself.
Oh.
Sorry, Rich.
That's
probably Rich Hot Souls as well.
Yeah, hope
brothers.
so, if anything.
Brothers for the same family.
Yeah. So.
But you are now frontman.
Yes.
Lead singer of.
Yes.
Heavily Pregnant Brothers.
Yes.
What's Heavily Pregnant Brothers? For those who don't know.
For those who don't know, it is a group of chaps that perform music and take your favourite songs of the past and bastardise them.
Yeah.
And we make parody versions of them.
Sounds familiar.
Some may say it's a supergroup of sorts.
Could be.
You've got Nick Banks of Pulp fame on drums.
Yep.
Pete McKee, artist.
Yeah. In many ways.
Ukulele?
He does uke and he plays the old Joanna piano.
Oh, the rattling Joanna.
Yeah.
And then obviously the best frontman from Rotherham.
I mean, there's other people in there.
Kieran Wardle.
But they don't want to be named for legal reasons.
Okay. Yeah. But just the three of you then.
No, we've got. Would you like me to name them?
Yeah, if you could, yeah.
We've got Charlie McKee. Pete's son. So we've got a chap that we just call him Bales. And he's one of the nicest. I mean, they're all great, but he's like one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
That's cute. I thought you were going to say because he never turns up.
Yeah.
Bales.
He's potentially he might just like drowning kittens for fun or something. He's that nice. Like, no. Sorry, Bales. Sorry, Bales. Don't hit me.
Well, like he's suspiciously nice.
No, he's just a really lovely bloke.
Oh, great. Okay.
They're all lovely blokes, but
it sounds great. I mean, I've seen you
he's
live.
He's got such a calming aura about him. That's what I'm saying.
So it's comedy music.
It is.
Yeah. No other, no pie.
Yeah. So basically, it's Yorkshire-based kind of stuff. Yeah. So I've taken over from someone else. Mm-hmm. So they've got a back catalogue before I joined.
Yeah.
And we've just recorded an album actually.
Brilliant.
Some new shit. So obviously it's a slight change in direction, but still keeping that vibe.
Beautiful.
Which is we've got a new song called Bread Cake, Not a Roll.
Great. What's the parody?
Well, it's The Winner Takes It All.
Bread Cake, Not a Roll.
Yeah. So
it's ABBA.
But this is what it really gets. Massive question I've got deep inside my soul, which is what the fuck do you call a bread cake?
Not a roll.
Boston?
Not a roll. I thought that was gonna. I've got a burning question inside my soul.
No.
What do you call a bread cake? Is it a roll?
No, I'm asking you a big question. What do you call it in Boston?
Probably. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I don't know what a bread cake is.
A bread cake is fuck. What do we call it? It is a roll, probably.
What the fuck?
Like you get a pack of 6 rolls. Bacon butty.
Yeah.
You bacon in a bat.
Yeah.
Probably a bat, maybe. A bat.
Is it a bat?
Yeah, bat.
Might be a bat.
You've got a bat.
A nice big bap.
See, my missus, big up the missus.
Big up the missus.
She's from Nottingham, so she calls it a cob.
Oh fuck!
Wow.
I mean,
there's massive. We have great discussions about it.
I said, fuck, because I think I was like, do we call it a cob? Get a cob on.
That sounds like you've got a bonk on.
A cob on's like you're miserable, you're mardy.
Yeah.
Cob on, yeah, it is. Yeah, you're
so
right.
I think we do use cob in Boston.
Apart from that song, what other hits do you have?
They're all hits. Great.
Bread Cake Not a Roll.
On the new album.
Yeah.
I mean, is the new album? Is it one of those ones where it's got like a couple of song titles available, but all the rest are a mystery?
No. I mean, I can tell you, we've got You're Yorkshire instead of You're Gorgeous. That was one first one.
Because you're Yorkshire. I saw a clip of you performing that in Hull.
Did you?
On the old Facebook.
On the old Facebook, I saw that when I was doing some research. Yeah.
What a gig that were.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to the Adelphi in Hull.
Oh, yeah. Great gig.
Yeah.
Lovely people. I think it's first time I've played the Adelphi in Hull.
Yeah.
Me and Richard played Hull, I think with Polar Bear before, and we did the Freedom Festival. But that's the first time I played with them, with the Everleys.
Yeah.
And what a great gig. Honestly, really, really lovely people. But I always find that the whole crowd are really receptive. Really receptive.
Great city, man.
Yeah.
It gets a lot of stick for being a shithole, but it's great. I love it.
It doesn't smell like burnt chocolate and death anymore like it did in the early noughties. This is true.
Where was the burnt chocolate coming from? The Terry's Chocolate Orange Factory.
Potentially.
That's in York, though, isn't it? I think.
Is it?
Quite kind of close.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I think they had some. There was a chap at the venue who was talking about the where they had some kind of chocolate vibe going off.
What, Hull smelled of chocolate in the 90s?
Like, in the early noughties.
Early noughties,
smelled like, or maybe in the 90s, crossover, transitional period. It smelled like fish guts, burnt chocolate, and death.
Wait, how do you know what death smells like?
Hull did.
Burnt chocolate and fish guts.
What? Why did it smell like this?
Because of the factories and the...
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But now it doesn't. Now it smells... What's it smell like now?
Oh, it smells like...
One of them Febreze plugins or something.
It smells glorious.
The air in Hull is crisp and fresh.
I'm not dissing Hull.
You
honestly.
should go.
I love it.
It was the best gig of your life. What other gigs have you done with the Everleys that have been notable for you?
Tramlines, main stage
Tramlines.
Doing it again this year.
How's that feel, walking out there? Any guest list?
Any guest list?
For me and Dave?
Potentially. Just depends if you want to bring on my guitar halfway through, because this is the next single.
Talk to you off pod.
Yeah.
Talk
to me off pod.
I'll do that for you.
Can you imagine if we tried fucking performing 50 Sniffs at somewhere like Tramline? They'll be like,
we have done.
Oh, we did
the official. We did.
Even I remembered it.
We did the official Tramlines opening party at the Harley.
Oh my god, we did.
And we gave out a jar of Vaseline to then organiser of Tramlines, R.I.P. Sarah Nolte.
Oh, bless it.
If I remember rightly, that gig was a bit odd, wasn't it? People were like...
That was an odd gig. It wasn't very well received, we did.
No.
But we did it regardless. And I gave Sarah Nolte a jar of Vaseline.
I remember this.
R.I.P. Thank you, Sarah.
I should have put that on me rider, shouldn't I, Vaseline?
Yeah, well, we've got plenty, don't worry about
Brilliant.
it. Yeah. We preempted it. And if we run out of Vaseline, we have got a pot of silly putty over there, which is probably the same thing.
Or, I mean, if you want to wrap it up,
spit.
Do you want to do some smelling salts before we go?
Don't threaten him with a good time.
Is this on a Joe Rogan thing? Has this been done on
To be fair, it has, yes. But
is this where you got it from? Is this where
I did, yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And then lots of other podcasts did it, and I was like, well, we're the only ones left now.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So right over there.
We've got
go. You ever had to go on smelling salts?
We've got to stick a Skeggy Rock up there for you, mate, if you want that. It has been here a year. But I think with rock, it is a bit like fine wine. It does age better over time. And we have got smelling salts over in the corner if you do want to blast.
If you do smelling salts first, I might be tempted, but I've heard it's disgusting, and I've said, oh, bless you, that's a good girthy sticker.
Get it ready. You keep talking.
Yeah. And then we'll give you a blast on smelling salts if you want. But so Everleys, you've got Tramlines coming up, main stage this year.
Yeah.
And previous notable experience of fronting them. Being Tramlines previously. Any other gigs that have been real standouts for you? And how is it going from being the soul man the rock and roll soul man in Hot Souls to sort of comedy.
I still deliver. I still execute the parody songs with soul.
Yeah.
I mean, otherwise, I'm not doing my job.
Yeah.
I don't just see it as a job.
You put the soul into it. Yeah.
But I've got to. I do put that feeling into it because.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I never thought I'd ever do anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But when I joined, the guys were just so welcoming and just they're all really, really lovely people. Big up to the Everleys. That's Clive.
Yeah.
That's Charlie. That's Pete. That's Nick. I'm going to mention them all. That's Bales.
Yeah.
That's Simon.
Have
I mentioned Clive?
Yeah, you have.
I have. Yeah.
You've dropped Clive in. Beautiful.
Yeah. And
that's nice, man.
Yeah. Honestly, it's.
Was it like a nice surprise that they asked you? Like something you said to me before, you have no idea like who suggested you or like where that sort of where that came from. Was it so when bit out of the blue you got the message or?
Yeah, well, it was literally me and Rich were playing a gig at the Hallamshire Hotel. It's on
I do. Yeah, I know it very well.
And,
used to be Blue 88.
I saw that Pete was there throughout the gig, and he must have waited ages and ages and ages.
Yeah,
like after, because I was talking to a lot of people, and he just went, "Oh, Kieran, we're just my name's Pete," and
you're like, "Yeah, I know."
Yeah,
famous
kind
artist.
of like, well, I didn't say that, but I do know.
Yeah, okay.
And he just thought, we want you to, we would like you to sing for us in Everly Pregnant Brothers because Sean's left. He decided to retire. And he said, so we'd like to invite you to a practice and we'd like you to join band, but you can't say no. So I went, okay.
Yeah. You didn't give him a firm yes, but you give him an okay. You give him a window.
No, I was like...
you can't say no.
Well, he gave me an option. And at first, it's like, it's weird for me because like, I've been in the band with Rich for so long.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like you're married.
Yeah.
So
it feels a little bit like your wife's gone. We have been married for like 40 odd years or so. You can take a mistress if you wish.
Yeah. But it's obviously it's not like that. I was initially like, oh, should I? But then I just thought, do you know what?
Yeah.
It's completely separate. It's completely different.
Yeah.
And God, it's so good, and it's so different to what I do in Hot Souls, what me and Rich do. But it's just another avenue for me to just have a great time.
Yeah.
And doing what I love doing, which is singing, entertaining.
It still gives you that feeling that the escapism,
absolutely.
that you get with Hot Souls.
And the thing about it is, it's like when we were writing the songs. I mean, Pete does a lot of the changing the songs and parodying them and stuff. And honestly, it's fantastic. Some
beautiful.
Some new songs is made me laugh. We got one called "Dodgy Box."
Right.
Instead of was it just the two of us?
Yeah.
So
got
it's
a dodgy box.
Yeah.
From a man down the pub, got a dodgy box.
You're already there, more or less. You know what I mean? That's the vibe. And
is it like about a fire stick? Bought a fire stick from a man down in Fagans.
That's not it. But I will. Hey, I'll send you a copy so you can DJ it out.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Okay, cool. So what before we finish and you do some smelling salts, any projects coming up that apart from the Hot Souls album, which we will make happen, we'll crowdfund or something. We'll run through the streets of Sheffield naked as a protest. We'll slap a tax on all the coffees sold in the city centre.
Wear a hat that says "Make Hot Souls Record Again."
Make Hot Souls Record Again. I will guarantee that I will wear that hat.
Yeah.
And get it out there. What else have you got coming up on the horizon? Have you got any gigs coming up? You want to talk about?
Yeah, we've got plenty. Of Everly ones, and we've got one with Hot Souls. We're playing at the Rooster Brewery. It's like a festival.
Nice.
I think it's called Rooster. I'm actually rubbish at remembering stuff like this.
In Sheffield?
No, it is in. Can we just cut all that question out?
Yeah, we'll cut it out.
Well, I mean, it would. You don't have to,
gone.
but
it's gone.
It's gone. Forget it. It's gone. My memory's gone. That's what's gone. Rich will be like, so if he sees us, he'll be like,
just
you
say
fucking
a pub
dick.
in somewhere. That's
so
fine.
you're doing you're playing a gig with Hot Souls at a festival.
Yeah, festival.
Yeah.
Rooster Brew Co. And that is in, forgot. I want to say Harrogate.
There you go. Somewhere in Yorkshire.
Right.
Somewhere relatively local.
I don't
Rooster Brew Co.
I don't remember where the fucking we play gigs ever. Like where?
I know, but I should know. It's kind of my job.
No.
Yeah, you got it. I couldn't tell you what gigs I'm doing next weekend, mate.
Yeah.
I've got them on my calendar though. I'll be there at all of them.
Yeah. I should bloody hope so.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's all about calendars now, isn't it?
Yeah. Hold me to account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hold me to account. But I can't remember every gig I've got booked in. Lots of good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of good things coming up, man. So you've got that with Hot Souls. Everly's, you've got Tramline's main stage. What day are you on? Friday, Saturday?
Saturday.
There you go. You know that one? Time?
Time will be 1st to 2nd on, so we're going to be like 1 p.m.
Oh, nice.
Potentially. So that's
in afternoon.
Yeah, good. Last year we got the sunshine, and then it pissed it down after us.
Fantastic.
So I don't know if I caused that, but you know,
I'd say you did.
Yeah,
I'd say.
And
you
I
did.
don't blame you for saying it.
No.
So
you having a blast on these smelling salts then, lad? Before we finish,
are you gonna have a go?
Well, I'll have a go if you want to.
All right then. What's the procedure? What's this all about?
They're like what powerlifters use them, and then we did it. We did a Patreon special ages ago where we tried them, and it was kind of horrible. But then they've just been sat in the corner ever since.
And then every now and again we get guests.
Do you want to go on these?
Maybe because you might like it before, like you go on stage, you need a little bit of a pep.
Yeah.
What is your usual before stage procedure? Honey tea and bog water and
pre-match avocados, I think.
Yeah, avocados.
Yeah.
How many?
Maybe a push 2.
2 full avocados.
Yeah, you should see what Richard eats
with the skin on.
No, I'm not an animal.
Smashed. Are they smashed?
Yeah.
Sliced?
Well, sometimes sliced.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes just like I pick it up like some kind of mad green potato and just start gnawing on it.
Okay.
You want to see what Rich does?
What's his pre-gig routine?
So much yoga.
Yoga.
Yeah. He's like the yoga king.
He's got to stretch himself out though, hasn't he?
Yeah.
For the drums.
And in and back out again.
Yeah. Downward dog and all that.
Well,
I don't know any of the yoga moves. What are the yoga
Warrior
moves?
Warrior 1?
Warrior 1.
Is that what one?
Warrior 2.
Looking at me like I'm doing yoga.
You look like a yoga guy.
Warrior 3 was sort of pushing it, wasn't it? Always left it open for the sequel, but Warrior 2, not quite as good as Warrior 1. Warrior 3, bit of a grab.
Yeah.
And then Warrior 4, downward dog.
Yeah, Warrior 4.
Jumping the shark.
Yeah.
So
that kid's song, Jumping Shark.
No, it should be.
Okay. Do you want to do these smelling salts?
I'll have a blast first.
Okay, right, here we go.
Okay, now. So just so you know, there's nothing to fear.
Oh,
yeah, fucker.
Yeah, right. That's pepped you up.
is it like intense eucalyptus or like shit?
No,
bleach.
not like you think.
Like a bleachy,
you're gonna
like a bleachy
smell.
toilet, I think.
You ever?
Oh,
yeah. You have to keep. Yeah.
Oh, they are sort of wearing off a bit.
They're dying down a little bit. Yeah, so you're all right. You come in at the end.
Not as good as they once were.
Maybe they just need a bit.
Be
of
careful, because
oh
no,
yeah. If you get it on your hands, it will burn all your skin off. So
it's fine.
I know it's great.
Hold on.
That's what.
I'm just going to step back a little bit because I think that is. Oh no! Yeah, no, you've done it. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good.
I'll have a little.
Fuck me running.
Do you reckon that's
get that going before a gig? Woo!
Do you reckon you'd be passing that around the Everly's dressing room before Tramlines? You can take it with you if you want.
I'll settle just for a cup of tea if I'm honest.
Yeah. Oh, he's still going though, by the way. So 6, 7.
All right.
7 or 8 hits on that. It's like a bleachy toilet, isn't it?
I think I've transcended the physical.
Yeah.
Oh. That's enough.
Are you what
kind of fair, you had a good
realm
blast,
are we?
yeah?
What realm are we in now? The metaphysical.
Yeah. What is it for? What's its application for
for bodybuilders and lifters?
Yeah. So
when you're about to do a big lift,
you should now be able to lift something really heavy. Do you want to lift me?
I would love to, but I'm going to just go for these 12s.
Yeah. Look at that.
Sexual.
Beautiful, man.
Is that it? Is that it then? Are you knocking me off now?
Well, no, you can carry on if you want.
Well, it's time for you to go. It's your bedtime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Past my bedtime. I've been for ages.
Do you want to play us a song before we go?
No, that's
okay,
not
fair
what
enough.
I'm here for.
Guitar's just there, by the way, everyone, just for you to look at. It's beautiful. Yeah. Mate, thank you so much for coming in. Love you. Where can people find you if they're looking for you online?
Don't believe what everyone puts. Don't look on Police Gazette.
That Crime Watch shop fit. What was he call it?
It's all lies.
Yeah.
On all social media. You can find us. Hey, you can find us on Facebook, Heavily Pregnant Brothers, and Hot Souls and shit.
Yeah. You're not a social media guy, really, are you?
No, I am on. No, I'm terrible.
You are on it. You are on
I am
social
on it,
media.
I will be putting your shit underneath. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, because you're a professional.
We'll tag your stuff in. For me, if you want to check out Hot Souls, I'll do it from my perspective. Ready to Burn, my favourite Hot Souls song. Glorious Blunder is up there, and then there's a new one that I discovered recently.
Yeah.
In my listening throughs of your new catalogue, is it Flat Feet?
Flat Feet.
Flat Feet.
I really even though we wrote that song, I really love that guitar riff. I really love it.
It's fucking banging. So listen to those 3 Hot Souls songs and demand the album from these boys every day until it's made, because it needs to be done. Thank you very much. See you next week.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye now.